This podcast is brought to you by Casa de la Zissa and by Again and Forever.
Come with me to discover the transformative power of kindness and the joy it brings. Join me as we explore every Monday morning simple yet profound ways to elevate your happiness, one gesture at a time.
Wow, fantastic baby. Dance. I'm gonna dance. Fantastic baby.
Fantastic day to one and all. Thanks for tuning in. It's another episode of The Complete Guide to Happiness. Hope you had a happy week. Hope you're happy, and whatever you're doing that makes you happy, keep doing it. So let me start off the show with a little quote. You know, I send out motivational quotes every day, but I need my glasses to read them on this little bitty phone I have. It says, stuff your eyes with wonder. Live as if you drop dead in 10 seconds. Many philosophers have said, live every day as though it's your last. One day it will be your last. See the world. It's more fantastic than any dream made or paid for in factories. It's an amazing world, and we're here to be happy. That's our goal in life. If you think otherwise, then you're missing the boat. Now, of course, I always put my own quote along with the famous quotes. And I said, life is an adventure, a thrill ride, a fantastic opportunity to be happy. And it is. It truly is. And it's up to you to be happy. No one's going to make you happy. People can bring you nice things, and that might make you happy, but you've got to decide on your own that you're going to be happy. And this show might help you open your eyes to loving yourself, because how can you be happy if you don't love yourself? You have to love yourself unconditionally, however you look. And it doesn't matter what other people think how you look. You know, people put on, here's a funny saying, rich people dress down because usually have confidence. They know they have money and what have you. Poor people dress up because they want to be accepted and loved. And we all want to be loved, but love yourself, and you can walk around in rags, and you can walk around in your pajamas if you want. It doesn't matter what other people think. It really doesn't matter. You've got to stop thinking that other people's opinions mean something, because other people's opinion about you has an agenda for them. So yours is the only one that matters. You are the most important person on the planet. Live it, love it, accept it. Because if you're not alive, happy, or well, you can't be of service to your family, your God, your country, your company, yourself. You come first. And hopefully this show, The Complete Guide to Happiness, will open your eyes, because people are beating themselves up. They're looking in the mirror saying, my nose isn't right, my hair's not right, I'm getting too old, or I'm not old enough, or they're always complaining about something. You got to stop complaining. Accept as it is. Accept life as it is and enjoy it. The poorest people in the world, I think, are the happiest. I know a lot of rich people, and a lot of rich people and famous people kill themselves because they're not happy. Killing yourself is not an answer. Beating yourself up is not an answer. Loving yourself is the answer. So hopefully you're watching my Be Fantastic YouTube channel, a couple thousand videos, all on positivity, kindness, no politics, no religion, and no business. Although we do have business groups, because people like to do business, beyond me. People are just living to make money. No, you don't live to make money. You live to be happy. And find a loved one, get some kids, go out to the country, get out of the big city where it's nothing but hustle and bustle. It's a rat race. It's a concrete jungle. I was born in Beverly Hills, California, as a lot of you know. It's a very, well, I don't talk negativity. Actually, on this show, I do talk negativity. On Be Fantastic, I do not talk negativity. So I have a really great guest today. It's His Royal Highness Brigadier General Kelvin Morgan. I mean, what a great guy. And I love his smile, and he's got a group called the African Youth Kingdom, and together we're gonna teach the children to be happy. Because when you can teach them at a young age, and the three commitments are easily remembered: be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be kind to Mother Earth. Those three commitments solve all the problems in the world. It stops war, violence, lying, stealing, cheating, arguing, bickering, teasing, killing, raping, all the horrible things man does. Be kind, folks, and be happy. Okay, so without further ado, let's get His Royal Highness in here for a nice little conversation. And of course, we have my cooking episode. I let the producers pull out the bag of all my hundreds of recipes that are fast, easy, economical, and delicious. You know, I can make a pizza for $2. Of course, you can't make that in America, but I mean, you could try. Anyway, you love my pizza. You love my guacamole. You love all my recipes. Trust me, they're delicious. So let's get to the interview. And by the way, thanks for tuning in. If you like the show, please hit like, that's the thumbs up thing. Share, because sharing is caring. Caring leads to kindness, and kindness leads to happiness. So that's it. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe, of course. And check out the Be Fantastic YouTube channel. It's really fantastic. Well, everyone, I am very pleased to introduce to you His Royal Highness Brigadier General Melvin Morgan. Welcome to the show, Melvin.
Thank you very much. Fantastic.
You're looking so dapper in your uniform there. Is that 4 stars on your shoulder?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
what's up.
I salute you.
Yes. I'll be promoting to Brigadier General next year.
Oh, yes? Wow. So you are from Bermuda, which I look forward to visiting one day. But you served in the Philippines as a general. So but you're living in Accra, Ghana. Is that all correct?
Yeah.
So my first question, before we talk about Accra, Bermuda, the Philippines, or being a general, is what is your definition of happiness?
You know, my definition of happiness is to help the youth see that the African youth will live a better life, stay out of crime, violence, and all those things. So, you know, when I was child, I used to defend the youth in so many things.
Right.
And you see, I've been a youth that I passed through a lot as well. Travel by land, we travel by stowaway, and it was not easy what we went through in life. Some of them were being arrested, they killed all the people. I was a survivor that I just survived to escape, to come back to my country. So I decided to use this opportunity to make sure that educate the youth out there, that we have something better in our country. You don't need to travel out before. You can also be rich, but you can be in your country and do the best.
Well, you know, the answer to happiness is not being rich. I hope you know that.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Because when we talk about rich people, it's about your happiness, the way you are with people. That's what I believe. It's not about your money, your cars, and whatever. No.
Correct. You're a smart man.
Yeah.
So you're living in Accra. Tell me about Accra.
Oh, okay. Accra is good. And I was recently crowned as the development king, one for Greater Accra, which is the capital. So when you talk about the capital, I am the development king.
His Royal Highness.
Yeah.
Do you have a
In
crown?
Greater Accra region.
Do you have a crown?
Yeah.
Where's
I have a crown.
Show me your crown.
My crown is there. I will show you next time. I will come on the other side and talk about royalties.
Okay.
Today I'm talking about security side in Africa.
Yeah. There's well, around the world there's just too much violence, there's too many wars, there's too much conflict, too much poverty, a lot of problems in the world, but I believe my mission is to make it a kinder world, and that's spreading kindness. And a lot of the poor people don't get it. And so we need to educate them how important it is to be kind to yourself first, be kind to others, the golden rule, and be kind to our planet, which we've destroyed in a couple hundred years. It's a damn shame.
Yeah. When you ask me about that, I can tell you because I have traveled the enclave of Africa. There's no hole in Africa that I don't know. And being the king of the African youth, I have designed my own curriculum that I'm going to use to educate the youth, because when you look at the education they are giving to the African youth, they only give them an education that they will read and write, but not to be productive. And we are talking about productive. It's not about people who can read and use pen and paper to steal. And you see, it needs to cut across everybody. Africa is very rich, but our greediness and selfishness is what is let Africa down today. It's not about somebody educated in overseas, so we have to put the person as a leader of a state. Leadership is a calling, it's not a title.
Well, a lot of people ask me what my target audience is for this kindness revolution. And I'd always say, well, everybody needs to be kind, but I think we really have to focus on the children, on the youth, because if they can understand the importance of being kind, they'll lead a better life. So as you know, I came up with the Global Kindness Pledge, right? And it's very powerful. It instills self-confidence in the children. It fosters camaraderie in the group, so there's less bullying, less teasing, less fighting. It teaches the value of words, because words are very important. Words matter. And it teaches the kids about our environment, the situation that we're having. So here's how it goes. I want you to repeat after me. I want you to feel the power. If we can get all the children in Accra, all the children in Africa, and all the children around the world to recite this daily, it's called manifestation. It will convince them of this. So here's how it goes. Repeat after me. I pledge to be kind and love myself.
I pledge kind to love myself.
I pledge to be kind and strive to love all others.
I pledge to be kind to love all others.
I pledge to be kind, love, and respect our Mother Earth.
I pledge to love our motherhood and be kind.
We are all fantastic.
We are all fantastic.
You are fantastic.
You are fantastic.
That's when they point to their friend in the class, and they finish by saying, I am fantastic.
I am fantastic. Wow, that is fantastic.
Isn't that powerful?
CDZ Collegia Musica is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It is a kind of school of music, a concert series, and an agency that promotes the musicians, dedicated artists, and educators who we feature as our performers. The goal of the Collegium is to bring community together through music performance. These performances vary in musical style from classical to jazz, and music from different parts of the world, from India to the Middle East, that'd be like Persia, and Japan, and China. The goal is to also educate us to how music functions, not so much as a musical universal language, because there are differences in the way that these languages of music are expressed, but to educate us to be able to be more appreciative, not only of the music, but the culture it represents. And by doing this, it brings community together.
We need to see ourselves as brothers. Like one thing about me, I don't differentiate anybody. When you are white and black, I see you as my brother.
Right.
Wherever I see anybody, I took the person as my brother. Because you see, God created all of us to be one. We should love one another, help one another. That is why God created each and every one. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. But here lies the case, some people have divided themselves. I'm a white person, I'm from this, I'm from that. We are all the same people. And when we die, we go the same place. You understand me? Because when you die, they are going to bury you on the ground. A poor man, they will bury him on the ground. The rich one, they will bury him on the ground. So what did you pass me with? You don't pass me with nothing. We are the same people. I don't eat in your house, you don't eat in my house. So therefore, who is the rich man?
Yeah, I think humans are colorblind. You know, I mean, a lot of Africans, they see a white man wanting to go through the Africa and help Africa. And a lot of them think there's an ulterior motive. You know, and as you know, this kindness revolution doesn't cost a dime. That's one of the problems is it's free. Humans don't respect free. If you pay for something, you have a inherent value to it. But when it's free, free advice, free this, free that, they don't respect it. So I'm fighting an uphill battle, but with people like you on board, matter of fact, you just joined the Royals Are Fantastic group, right? There's a lot of Royals in Africa. And I believe that the Royals should set the golden standard, the golden example for kindness, because people look up to Royals more than politicians.
Yeah, that's true. Like someone like me, you see, being the king of the African youth, my responsibility is to protect my youth. But when we talk about a great leader is a leader who thinks about his people before thinking about himself. Because you have a lot of responsibility to care of. So right now, what I've started is that I'm bringing all the youth together, train them on the skills training, and I'm trying to add that in the curriculums in the African countries. It's not about you giving the youth education without common sense in their head.
Right.
And I am their king. So whatever I will say, that have to be final. I am not a political party. I am a king. That I control the youth of Africa. So it's my responsibility to protect them, to stay out of trouble, be fantastic, be peaceful anywhere they are. So that is my agenda, because I have this African International Youth Camping 2025 to 2030, whereby the African and the international youth will come together, they trade among themselves, see themselves as one people, fantastic people that they need to help each other.
Yes.
Because this world, we came with nothing and we'll go with nothing. It's all about we loving each other, be fantastic to each other.
Right.
Let me tell you the truth. You tell me the truth.
Well, I want to tour Africa, all the countries, as where this movement is in 34 of your 56 countries so far. And I want to tour and make a documentary on how kind the people of Africa are, how beautiful the country is. You know, it is the second biggest continent on the planet, and it's the oldest continent on the planet. And I feel a documentary will benefit not only Africa and its people, but the world, because we do need to be one. You know, I mean, we need to stop being taking advantage. You know, a corporation comes into Africa and says, we're going to help you. Bullshit. They're not going to help you. They're going to take your resources and they're going to put in McDonald's. You know, I mean, it's all about greed. We've got to stem corporate greed, and that's a real problem. Now, I believe the ministries of education for my tour, the ministries of environment and the ministries of tourism all benefit by me touring Africa, talking to the children, talking to the schools, talking to the churches, talking to the governments, and talking to the companies on kindness. So I want you to help me.
Okay. That's fantastic, because being the king of African youth, like I've sent a letter to meet the Bukanda kingdom in Uganda. I'm going to meet the king of Uganda. So joy with the king, so that we bring stable and then peaceful into Uganda. So I've started sending the letters to the kingdoms, meeting the politicians, the kingdoms, the police, because you see, we need to be one. We need to love one another. We need to be trade and care for each other. So I would love for you to also be part of the tour as well. We are looking at 20th April that will be going to Bukanda. So we will send you an invitation letter. When you are free, you join us.
I'm always free. I'm always free.
Yeah.
Listen, we have, just so you know, I don't know if you know this, but Moses is our director in Uganda. And we have hundreds of orphans that are ambassadors of kindness. You don't need to have a phone to be an ambassador of kindness. You just need to agree to the 3 commitments to kindness. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and be kind to Mother Earth. Now, we need all your youth to be in this movement. in this because we're stronger when we are a community, when we are one. There's lots of kind people out there, yes, but there's only
Yeah.
10,600 in the kindness revolution as ambassadors of kindness. So we need to get the word to the children, and they need to recite that pledge every day. Look in the mirror every day and say, "I am fantastic." Too many people beat themselves up. They tell themselves they're ugly. They tell themselves they're broke, or their hair isn't right, or they just beat themselves up. People need to love themselves, because who's going to love you if you don't love yourself?
Thank you. That's what I've been telling people, because you see, in what is happening in Africa, we have just installed how do you call it? Leaders, they don't love their country. Even in the first place, they don't love themselves. Because if you love yourself, that's where you love your country. That is why you see them using our resources in their own selfish interest. Because if you love yourself, you will love your country. That's what I believe. And I always tell people that leadership is not a title. It's about responsibility. That is why, as they install our president as the king of the youth, I am going to work with him hand in hand. Make sure that he do the right thing. Because
Well,
he's not powerful more than I do. I'm
what's
really
the-
powerful more than him. He
what's the
run 4
name-
years, I don't run 4 years.
What's the name
He
of your
run 4 years. I don't run 4 years.
What's your name of the king of Uganda?
It's Bukanda Kingdom.
Oh. Well, we need to make him an ambassador of kindness, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. So when you finish, you have to send me your logo and your CV. Then we'll add you into our magazine that we are doing. Because, you know, one thing I believe, I don't want to be famous. And I'm not looking for followers. I'm looking for leaders. If Africa have true leaders, Africa will be where it is. But when we have followers, that is why Africa became loose. Because you see, and the problem, the hard truth in Africa is about education system and religion. That is what has divided Africa.
Right.
Because they have brainwashed us not to think like human beings, but only to think like, I don't know, whether octopus or whatever they think of. And we want everything free. As I sit here, I don't want anything free. I don't believe in nothing free. If you are giving me something free, I will ask, what is the repercussion tomorrow? You see, our leaders, because God has given them everything in Africa, but simply because the 38 is not working, they believe that somebody should come and take their resources and give them money. No. God has blessed you and give you the resources. Use your head to change your situation in your country. If I am the president of my country, I don't need to borrow money outside. I'll use what I have to develop my own country. That's what
100%.
I always used to tell the leaders.
I
Because
agree.
God gave you diamond, a lot of resources, and you said you are going to borrow money. You are not a leader. You are a failure.
Right. Listen, as far as leaders go, I think, I have what's called the kindness class curriculum. And I believe that if we can teach the children to give these speeches in schools, because I think kids will listen to kids more than they'll listen to adults. So we need to get some children, not children, maybe teenagers, or it doesn't matter the age, because no one forgets the 3 commitments. I've got 5-year-old ambassadors all around the world. You can't forget 3 commitments. I made it real simple.
Okay.
Right? So if we can train.
Can you send the curriculum to me? When you
we-
finish, you send the curriculum to me. Then we'll add it into our kingdom curriculum. Because since I am the king of the youth, that is my responsibility to teach the youth to come out successful. Because if the youth cannot come out successful, if I'm dead, God is going to hold me responsible. It's not about the Bugatti or what neither the ranks I'm having here. This is bullshit. But how did I save the people on earth? That's what I always tell my security people, that it's not about this thing that we will, but it's about the protection we give to the people. So when you call yourself Major General, Lieutenant Colonel, and all those things, it's not about nonsense titles. It's about your responsibility for your people. Titles are nothing.
Now, when we train a teenager to get in front of their class or in front of their church, their lives are gonna improve, because they're gonna get self-confidence. And it's really just reading a script. And it's a little bit interactive. You ask the crowd, what did you do that was kind today? You reinforce it with stories of kindness, of random acts of kindness that you might have witnessed, on what the benefits of being kind to someone is. So when the kids are teaching the kids about kindness, I think we're going to have a winning formula there.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I love that. So you send it to me. We'll add into our curriculum because we have started some of the classics already. So what we are going to do is that we'll send you a letter. We'll invite you in Ghana so that we'll tour the enclave of our kingdoms in Ghana here. We start educating them to be kind. The kingdoms have to be kind to themselves. Stop fighting each other. Because you see, I have roamed in so many kingdoms. Like when you go to Dubai, they are united. That's why you see Dubai have developed like heaven that everybody wants to go to Dubai. Why African kingdoms cannot unite? Be fantastic people, love themselves, treat themselves equally, at least.
Well,
We've got
to teach Africa that 56 countries that unite are 56 times stronger than just one of them trying to do the job.
That is my mission. That's where you are coming from. Because I want to combine, imagine someone being the king of African youth, meaning I'm ruling 56 countries.
How many?
56.
You're in all 56 the kingdom of youth? Fantastic.
Yeah. So being the king of the youth, meaning that I can tell you that I'm holding a big position as the king of the youth in Africa. Meaning I'm running 56 countries.
The youth are the future of society. Come on.
Yeah. And this is my vision, that I want to see that the youth of Africa, I'm not talking about the older people, because the older people, they are hardly to convince. But the youth, when we are united, those old men, their mentalities will change.
Yes. And again, it comes to education. All comes down to education. Now, I always say, one of my sayings as a philosopher is, the more you know, the easier your life is, and the more valuable you are to others. So when these youth learn more than one language, they're more valuable. Because it's free. It's called Google. If they have access to the internet, all the answers, everything they ever wanted to know are there for free. You don't have to go to school. You just have to want to learn.
I love that, because what you are doing is also going to help me change the mentalities of my youth. So I congratulated you a lot that you are doing great for African as well. And you have my support when it comes about you touring across Africa.
We are a team. You're by the way, I didn't say it earlier, but you're the 10,000, what is it, 261st Ambassador of Kindness? Is that your number? What's your number? 10,000. Oh, you're 10,611. You're a new ambassador. You have the greatest smile. By the way, when you say the word fantastic, and you got to teach this to the children, it forces them to smile. And a smile releases stress, anxiety, and depression. Knowing that 70% of the population of the world have depression, smiling reduces it.
Yeah.
It's a scientific
that's right.
It's a scientific fact. So this show here is called The Complete Guide to Happiness. Because as you might have heard, why are we here? We're here to live a full, happy life. And being kind leads to happiness.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the poor will always say, when they hear about this movement, this organization, they'll actually say, what's in it for me? They actually say that. And I've made many videos and many answers to that question. I can't do it alone. I shouldn't say can't, but it's going to take me 10,000 years to make the world a kinder place if I have to do it alone. But luckily, I have people like you as ambassadors all over the world. We're in 147 countries now. And we need more people like you that want to help. I want people to say, how can I help? Not what's in it for me. That's the question we want to hear. How can I help?
That's good. That's good, because we are also ready to work as a team as well. So for that one, you have our consent.
I'm going to be sending you lots of information. We'll work closely, hand in hand. It's all about funding. If I had the funding today, I would travel throughout Africa with my message, with your message for the youth. I mean, we could travel together, at least in your country. The plan is, when I do go to Africa, I have one director in every country. Well, not in every one, but I will have one director in every country. And then we have admin in every city. You're an admin right now to Royals, and I think admin to Accra as well. but that admin will accompany me as we go around the city because they know the city. They're going to show us the city. And the documentary benefits the sponsors, the investors, the country, the world. The documentary can be very, very special because it's going to show how fantastic Africa is.
Bingo. Then you have our support. Okay.
Let's get the king or the president to fund this tour. It's not going to be a lot of money. I'm not doing this for the money. I just need travel, room, and board, and I'll talk all day long about kindness.
Okay. No problem.
I'm not doing this for the money. Never has been, never will be. This is my gift to the world.
That is good.
No, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. Sorry. So we are going to make the world fantastic, because if the world can be fantastic, I think everybody is going to live a better life and have fantastic life everywhere. So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you for being an ambassador of kindness. Thank you for leading the youth in the right direction. Thank you for your service to not only your country, but to the planet. I mean, I used to have a nonprofit in America called Supporting Our Servicemen. And I encourage, because when you're wearing a uniform like that, people will thank you in the street, right? But when you're not wearing that uniform, they don't know you served your country, so they really don't go out of their way to thank you. So this program called Supporting Our Servicemen was designed, is designed to thank and help our veterans. And I believe that every time a veteran goes to shop, that storekeeper should say thank you with a small discount. It's a way to say thank you. And it worked very well in America. You know, I've been a humanitarian for many years, and you know, it's so people really got to learn that when you're giving, you get more in return.
Yeah.
And I would say it's better to give than to get.
Yeah, that is true, because you know, in life, a giver can never lack. The more you give, the more you get.
And the simplest thing to give, the most healthy thing you can give, the kindest thing you can give is a smile and a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people get it. You know, I'm just doing my best. And I with you on the team, we're going to do better.
Okay, so that is good. We'll be looking forward.
No, it's fantastic.
Fantastic. So, sorry, that's fantastic. So, we are looking forward for your materials, and then we'll all just add to it and make the world fantastic.
Okay? You got it. You got it, my friend. And
thank you.
I think you added a royal today. Lady, what was her name? Lady Brenda or something like that?
Yeah. So I'll be adding more of them as well.
Right.
I'll be adding more of the royal people together so that we can bring all the royals, because I know most of the royals in Africa, we bring them together on one umbrella for them to know that there's something called fantastic. Wherever you are, you know that you are fantastic. You create a fantastic world.
I'm so happy you get it completely. A lot of people, some people, it takes a year before they really understand the powerful, how powerful this organization can be and should be, you know?
So when you finish, then you can send me the video too, so that I can also share for people to understand your mission. And then we are looking for fantastic world.
You are fantastic, my friend. You have the best smile.
You are fantastic too.
You have the best smile that I've seen. Yeah. It's fantastic. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview, but now it's time for Dr. Fantastic Cooks. You know, I've cooked around the world and I love cooking. I love sharing my fantastic recipes with my audience. And, you know, cooking can make you happy. eating certainly makes me happy, and you should really learn how to cook. It's not, rocket science. You can make mistakes, and you don't have to follow the recipe. If you don't like onions, don't put onions in it, right? If you like spice, you put in more in spice. You know, baking is one thing, and I'm not the greatest baker, although I did make some fantastic banana bread the other day. But cooking is just fun. Get your kids in the kitchen, teach them how to cook, because if you love to eat, you better learn how to cook, because you can only rely on yourself in this world. So cooking is just so much fun, and it takes like, sometimes hours to cook. My recipes that you on this show, the Dr. Fantastic Cooks episodes, are fast. But so I've done a couple that are really long, but no matter how fast it is, it only takes a couple minutes to eat it. So I just love eating, and I hope you're enjoying all of my episodes. I actually have another segment on Be Fantastic that's called the Fantastic Burger Challenge, and for some reason, people love me analyzing burgers from around the world. It gets a lot of hits, so I don't know. I guess people love it. So again, enjoy the cooking episode, enjoy the show, like, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring. Caring leads to kindness, and kindness leads to happiness. That's how it works. But trust me, bon appetit. Back by popular demand, it's Dr. Fantastic Cooks, and it's a fantastic day in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt, and I'm gonna do a little cooking, and I'm gonna cook lamb stew. Why am I cooking lamb stew? Because a lady friend of mine gave me a hunk of lamb, and like when I was in the mountains of Idaho, and they gave me a hunk of bear, I made bear stew. But and I also made Hungarian goulash a couple weeks ago. It was delicious. And of course it is winter now, so it's a great time for stews. But the meat wasn't so fantastic, but the stew was delicious. So I said the next stew I made was just a vegetable soup, whatever you want to call it, without the meat. And it was off the rocks delicious. And I wanted to kind of prove a point. I basically was so lazy that day, it was hilarious. I took the potatoes unpeeled and the carrots, I just threw everything in a bunch of water, boiled the hell out of it, and then of course, I did a little bit more than that, but it came out fantastic. So cooking is fun. It's not a science like baking. You gotta have fun with it, and so we're gonna have some fun today. So again, it's lamb stew, and it's all about having the right tools. Like any construction, the right tools. And of course, one of the tools you need, let me get my tool out, because if you've been following my episodes, I always recommend having a cocktail when you're cooking, because if it doesn't come out well, you don't mind. This is 15% beer, so this is a live episode, and by the time this is done, I'll be on the floor, because it's really powerful stuff. You gotta catch a buzz now and again. It's a hot day in Sharm. Not the best temperature for a stew, but I just love eating. And when someone gives you a beautiful piece of lamb shoulder, by the way. Now, rack of lamb, oh, I love rack of lamb. I can't wait to find it here. And filet mignon. I bought a filet mignon, and I cooked it for you guys last week. And it's cheaper than the regular stuff they sell here, because they don't know that there's a thing called filet mignon here. And it's like, oh my God, it's so delicious, and they don't know it. So I'm not going to tell them. So again, let's get back to tools. I was peeling my potatoes, and I'm peeling my carrots with a knife. And you got to know that you're wasting 20%. You don't want to waste food. You don't want to waste energy. You don't want to waste anything. You don't want to waste your time either. So I bought a potato peeler, and it's pretty cool. Look, it's got a smiley face on it. Isn't that cute? And so it just saves time, and it also saves the vegetables. You have more food. It's good to have more food. Now, again, equipment. Having the right pans and the pots and the utensils. And I've been traveling a lot, 578 days now. And I left all my worldly possessions, gave them away, gave the car away, gave the yacht away, gave everything away. And I left with my favorite knife. I literally traveled through 22 states and 18,000 miles with my favorite knife and my favorite fork, which is here someplace, and I lost my favorite spoon. Shit happens. And I just realized that the best restaurant here, I spent 800 pounds on a great restaurant a couple weeks ago. And they had plastic. I said, I can't eat this great meal with plastic. They did bring me out some silverware. So I know now when I go there next to bring my favorite knife and fork. Speaking of knives and forks, when you cook, you want to have a sharp knife. Now, how do you sharpen a knife? There's a great song by Harry Belafonte about that. But so I found a stone. This is a granite stone. You find a smoother edge. Should always away from you. You should always go away from you if you can, you know. But when you're there, you go. How's that? That's towards me. Anyway, I didn't buy a knife sharpener, which is going to end up in a landfill. It's the third commitment is about saving energy, saving the planet, consuming less. So I saved some money, but also didn't fill up a landfill with the old knife sharpener. So if you want to trim off a bit of the fat, I like fat on my meat. I think it's gives it a lot of flavor. So you want to trim off a little of the fat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this lamb into 1-inch pieces. And I'm going to braise them in hot oil. You always want to cut away from yourself. I'm not doing that right now. So don't do as I do as I say. One time I was working on my yacht and I had a knife and I was cutting a cable. And I cut the cable and I cut into my leg this long, about that deep. It was nasty. And as MacGyver, I'm all by myself. Gotta go to the hospital, but I'm bleeding like a sieve. And what am I gonna do? So luckily I had some duct tape. I taped my leg up until I got to the hospital. Got some stitches and things. But you can't let things that you have no control over upset you. I would have probably been smarter to cut away. I didn't. It was a mistake. Learn by my mistakes, by the way. But shit happens, right? So the other day, this is my favorite cup. It's been with me a couple years now. It's in there. Been with me a couple years. It's a fantastic cup. But fork, knife, spoon, and cup. Very few things I traveled with. And it fell down and broke. I'll fix it, because it's only 2 pieces with super glue. But did I go, ooh, oh, I broke it? No! You can't let things upset you. So don't let anything upset you in life. Running out of beer, that's upsetting. But don't let it upset you. Oh, cold beer. Another thing that's fantastic is traveling around. I don't have a can opener or a bottle opener. Luckily, they're making things with pop tops. Great. This is tomato paste, part of the recipe tonight. And you pop it open and you lift it out. Now, in the old days, there you go, the beers that we bought in America had a little one of these on top of the beer. And America was filled, like it is with cigarette butts now, filled with these little pop tops laying all over the street. One at a time, just like the 4.7 trillion cigarette butts that get thrown out there, one at a time. And so they invented the pop top. Now you just pop it open and push it down, and it's fantastic. So we're gonna have a little tomato paste. The ingredients are, again, the shoulder of lamb. Okay, shoulder of lamb. And again, one of the things I talk about is having your meal come out at the right time. Now, I'm not having any but rack of lamb today. You know, that's not a very big piece of meat. It was nice of her to give me a nice piece of meat, but there's not much meat on it. Am I upset? No, it's a gift. You know, and there's very little meat on this thing. be interesting to see if I get any meat out of this thing. Well, there's a pound of it. So it's going to be a very small. I'm cooking for one anyway, so. But it's a shoulder. So I'm going to trim off. There's a bone here. Isn't that a shame they sell you the bone? You're not going to eat the bone. But they sell you the bone. So it really, when you're trimming off meat off a bone, you really want to have a sharp knife for that. And when you're filleting fish, you want to have a sharp knife. The only dangers of having a sharp knife and drinking the beer along with it is you're going to eventually, you got to be real careful, cut yourself. And then a little blood in the soup is not going to hurt anything. Not going to hurt anything. Oh, but lamb is very, very delicious. Now, the trick of this, of course, is going to be to sear it in hot oil. Like I said that earlier. And then I'm going to take it out of the pot. Should have bought some lamb. I don't think they had lamb at the market. I didn't realize there was going to be that little meat on it. Yeah, that's a meal. You know, there's a pound of meat there. It'll work out. Always think positive. Again, I want to put more potatoes, you know, another ingredient, potatoes and carrots. So there'll be more potatoes and carrots than meat, which is fine. I'll just have to be a vegetarian for the night. My son is a vegan. A lot of vegans out there. So I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I don't know what time you're watching this, but you know, right now it's the middle of the night in America, so maybe they'll watch it tomorrow. And if only one person watches this and enjoys it, that's okay. Because I love talking to myself. Okay, so this would be great for a dog. The second commitment is being kind to others, including God's creatures. So a kind thing to do, and there's lots of wild dogs in this area, is to give this bone, which has meat on it. I mean, I imagine in a lot of countries, this would be a meal. They would put this in a pot of water, boil it, and put more vegetables in it, and it would give it the meat flavor. Today, I had to search hard and wide for beef bouillon, which, by the way, I got to... by the way, this 5-gallon tub of water costs 15 pounds. That's $1. Okay, and then I saw the other day, and you know, it's a lot of plastic, which is terrible. So I saw the other day someone filling up 2 of them out of a big truck. So I go imagine how much that costs. Reusing, not recycling, this is so important. And again, that's commitment number 3, being kind to the environment. Now I'm going to give the fat to the dog too, because a little fat, healthy for the dog. So be kind to the environment, be kind to all others, including God's creatures. Consume less. Very important to consume less. Imagine if everyone bought half as much Pepsi as they do. Pepsi is a big contributor to waste because of all the plastic bottles. Okay, just as an example, reuse. This is an old coffee container. And I'm saving it because now, instead of throwing it in the waste, it's glass. It'll be a great little container for maybe pickling some more cucumbers, which I did give up that recipe recently. Pickling cucumbers. They're called pickles after you cook. So right now I'm cutting the meat into pieces, cubes. I'm going to fry them up nice and brown them. Then I'm going to take them out of the pot and brown and saute the onions. Then I'll put some tomato paste in there. And I'll put the other ingredients. I've got cumin. It calls for bay leaves. Of course, I couldn't find bay leaves. And I will challenge someone, a professional chef, that you take 2 dishes, one lamb stew with bay leaves,
and one without, I will challenge any chef in the world to say which one is which. I mean, it's got to make some difference, or they wouldn't have it, right? But I mean, come on. If you don't have bay leaves, it's not like the dish is ruined. And I'm going to put garlic in it. And I love garlic. If you don't like garlic, don't put it in it. You know? If you don't like potatoes, don't put potatoes in it. Put the things you like in it. I'm going to show you how to peel a garlic. It's kind of fun. I think I gave you the secret to peeling or gutting a lobster last week. That's a pretty amazing thing to see if you haven't seen it before. Okay, so I've pretty much cut all the lamb into pieces. Now after you've browned it and you put it back in the pot, you're going to sprinkle some flour on it as a thickening agent. So, but this amount of meat, about a pound of meat, I'm going to put in 4 carrots, 3 potatoes. I'm going to put in about 4 cups of bouillon. Excuse me, I'm heating the water right now. Heating the water, so I could, this is how much water. See, I don't measure anything. You don't have to measure anything. Okay. And then I'm going to put some beef bouillon in there. Sharp knife. There we go. 1, 2. Let's go with 3. Okay. Now, let's put the beef aside. And I'm going to cut up the onions. Are you having fun watching this? Cooking is so much fun, you know. From the start of COVID, when I started my trip 578 days ago, and that's the reason I started the trip, because COVID, they told me to stay at my house, and I said, no one tells me what to do. And I said, cook, learn how to cook, teach your children how to cook, get the family in the kitchen preparing and enjoying and cooking. And sure enough, they listened to me. Okay, now, interesting about an onion, cut off the top and the bottom. And what you do with an onion is you go like this, and it takes one little layer off like that, you see? Then you just peel off the rest like that. Look at that. The secrets to cooking. So that was one layer. Again, like that. I'm just not thrilled with the produce in Egypt. Sorry, guys. Not thrilled with it. Not thrilled at all. And I don't like to waste any kind of food. So that's like a third of the onion just in the outer layer there. You just want to get rid of the hard stuff there. Okay, so that's trash. And you're going to saute. I'm going to saute the onions after I do the beef. Okay, so the beef. You're going to take a pan. You're going to put some oil. They say 1 tablespoon of oil. Every recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of oil. Give me a break. How can you fry anything in 1 tablespoon of oil? I'm going to say there's 2 tablespoons right there. How do you fry anything in 1 tablespoon of oil? I don't know. Now this stove here, it's got a high and a low. That's about it. So it's a challenge. So the bouillon is defrosted. You see how it tastes? Delicious. Okay, so the bouillon's ready. Onions. Any kind of food you're gonna chop up. The secret is to keep your fingers away from the edge of the knife, especially after you sharpen it. So you're gonna grab it like this, and you're gonna slice it. or slice it between your fingers. Just don't slice your fingers off. And there we go. The onions are going to pretty much fall apart, so it doesn't really matter the size. Now, I was in a very expensive restaurant talking to the head chef, and he was like bragging. He was going like this. Look, I'm chopping up garlic without looking. If you put your fingers on it like this, anybody can do that. So here's the secret to taking the skin off of a garlic. You put it down there, you put your knife on top of it, and you smash it. And that just takes the skin right off. Very easy. There's two of them there. And it is ready to put in the pot. Now it says minced. I'm going to take some of them. I'm going to mince some of them. And I'll put whole ones in. And it's all going to fall apart after a couple hours of cooking. Now, after... Oh, don't forget the pot. Okay, so I almost forgot. Okay, by the way, before you put the meat in there, you want to salt and pepper. That's all you really need to start. Now that oil is very hot because I forgot about it. You know, the camera going, the booze flowing. You know, you're gonna make mistakes. I boiled eggs the other day and forgot about them. And you know, there's an egg warning that happens after when you boil an egg and you forget about it, and all the water's gone. It goes pow! It explodes. So eggs are done. Okay, so again, I had to buy. What did I break? I had to buy utensils. You gotta cook. You have to have some things. Okay, that's nice and hot. Perfect. I'm going to do two rounds of the searing because you want to you don't want to have the meat on top of itself while it's searing. You want to be able to turn it and get all sides seared, nice and seared. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, where am I? Okay, sorry about that. You know, I don't have a perfect kitchen here because I'm a bachelor, I'm traveling, and I'm drinking. Hope you're enjoying this. Actually, I hope it's on. Let me check. Yeah, it says it's been rolling for 22 minutes. Okay. Again, you're going to sear it nice and brown. Then you're going to saute the onions, tomato paste in there, some wine. Did I tell you about the wine? It's called 365. I was going to drink wine tonight with the dinner. Well, I am going to drink wine tonight with dinner because it calls for a cup of wine. And I haven't bought a bottle of wine. This is $10, which is for me splurging, which basically is a week's meal, a week's eating, one bottle of wine. But for you guys, I went to the extra special to make you guys a fantastic show tonight. I decided to get some wine. And again, it calls for wine, but do you need to put wine in? No. Are you an alcoholic and you can't drink? Okay. Don't put the wine in. It's simple as that. Let me get a taste of the wine here. This wine here, this bottle here, I've been carrying for me for over a year. It's about a $300 bottle of wine. You can't buy it if you wanted to. And I'm waiting for a special occasion to enjoy that with someone. Are you that special someone? Here's to cooking. No, no, no. Now, one of the things I do when I'm cooking, I cook breakfast every day. is at the last minute while I'm cooking, I turn the stove off. Because it's a hot pan. Right now this is still cooking, even though it's off the fire. It's a hot pan. What is it? What am I doing? I'm conserving energy. It's like turning the water off while you're brushing your teeth. We must conserve energy. Okay, second half going in. Now, the reason you use the same pot is because now the onions are going to have a great little flavor to them because they get the juices from the meat. This is going to be delicious. Okay, where was I? I'm a two-fisted drinker. Life is worth living. I might die tomorrow. At least I went out with a buzz today. I see the phone's ringing off the hook with callers asking questions. Don't buy wine in Egypt. Sorry, Egypt. I need to tell you that. Let me show you what the... Can you see that? I have no idea if I'm even on camera, by the way. What happens when you're working all by yourself in the foreign country with no camera assistance? That's life. Again, should you let anything upset you? Did I let losing my wallet and my money and my visa upset me? Did I lose? Did I get upset losing my passport on the way to the visa office to report it lost? No, you can't let shit upset you. You can't. You can't let people, weather, crowds, work. You can't let stuff upset you because you're letting it upset you. See, now it's still cooking. Well, they didn't turn it off, but it's still cooking. It's off the fire. It's still cooking. And if I had shut the fire down, I would be saving energy. But it is what it is. How am I doing, everybody? Hot in the kitchen. The only drawback is it gets hot in the kitchen. That's all. But eating, I've been eating for over 60 years. It's a habit of mine. I got to do it 3 times a day. I eat when I'm not hungry because it's so much fun. The lady friend that brought this lamb to me, she cooked me. Oh my God! She dropped some dishes off for me, and people are just kind. She's pretty kind. Oh my God! It was so delicious. She made a casserole. That was off the charts. Okay, so the meat is now brown. Take it off, put it aside. Sure. I don't cook anything without onions. Hopefully you like onions because it gives so much flavor to everything. So there's a lot of bits there, and I'm going to put a little bit more oil because it's mostly juice now. I bought a new oil today. You can use olive oil. Now, you see that top there? That's landfill shit. Damn it. Why can't people just invent stuff that doesn't have to go in the landfill? Reusable, not recyclable. And by the way, you don't want to... Garlic cooks very, very, very fast. You actually want to put it in a sauce, not by itself. I mean, unless you cook it very, very fast, you know. So I'm going to mince a little bit of the garlic, but most of it I'm just going to put it in whole. Because when I'm eating a stew, and I get a nice piece of garlic that's cooked, it's like, you know, they pickle garlic. And pickled garlic is delicious. I'm cooking this on a very high heat. You probably turn it down a little bit, because I forgot it the first time. Hey, have fun in the kitchen. Okay, so we got the garlic. Let me mince just a little bit of it. What I do is I cut it lengthwise. Then I turn it with my knuckles in, skin off, and chop, 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 chop. Lengthwise, about 8 cuts. Turn it, knuckles in. Okay, now the garlic is done. Now with the carrots, I'm going to do about half inch. Excuse me, while I turn the onions. Again, 1 whole onion, 4 carrots, potatoes, same thing. I'm going to make it. I'm going to put the potatoes in last because they cook faster than everything else. So after about an hour of cooking the meat, I'm going to boil the meat, and the carrots take a long time, so they're going to go in before that. And then you want to make sure that the onions are caramelized. Whew, hot. Cheers. Damn shame about the wine here. This is $10. That's a lot of money. $10. Okay, where was I? The carrots look pretty funny here. In America, they're long and thin. Here, they are triangles. Hope you're learning something. If not, I hope you're being entertained. Okay, so that looks like about right. So I'm going to take a tablespoon of, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm going to take a cup of wine. This is about half a cup. So I'm going to put I'm going to put 3 of those in, just because it is what it is. I'm going to put the broth in. It's going to come to a boil. I'm going to put the carrots in because they need to boil a lot. They need to boil a lot. Okay, then we're going to put a tablespoon of black pepper, cumin. I'm going to put a tablespoon of paprika, heaping tablespoon because I like paprika a lot. See that? Heaping tablespoon of paprika. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I'm sorry. I always forget something. Flour. Flour is a thickening agent. I should have put it on top of the meat, but listen, it all goes to the same spot. So I'm just going to take a little handful of powder of flour, sprinkle it in there. It all goes to the same spot. But again, have fun in the kitchen. You know, people go, "Oh, you're not a professional chef. You didn't do that right. You didn't take this step." I didn't say I was a professional chef. I said I was a great chef. I said I was a chef that loves cooking and loves eating. And believe me, my recipes are killer. Killer. My pizza recipe will be the best pizza you ever ate in your life. I guarantee it. 30 years of making it for guests. And maybe they all like me. Okay. Tablespoon of cumin. I'm not going to overdo it in the cumin because I'm not sure how dangerous that stuff is. It calls for bay leaf, calls for parsley trimmings. I don't have parsley. Oh, that's delicious already. That is delicious. So that's good news. Maybe I put a little bit too much wine in, but how can you put too much wine in? Okay, I'm going to put the garlic in now because it's not going to not gonna burn. Nobody likes burnt garlic. Okay? Garlic is in. The only thing that needs going now is potatoes. That won't go in for another hour. I'm going to boil that, then simmer it. Boil it for a good amount of time. This is really good, by the way. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's delicious. That's a meal right there. I mean, lamb chops, rack of lamb. Fantastic. What can I tell you? And you can't use leg of lamb. Leg of lamb is fantastic too if you cook it right. You can't use leg of lamb in this recipe. It won't come out right. Okay, that looks very, very nice. Now, there's nothing wrong with throwing the bone in there and getting more flavor. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that. What the hell? Because you don't want to give a dog a bone and have him it's sick because it's raw. So the bone is going to give it more flavor. It's not baking. Baking is so precise. You can't have too much salt. Thank you for reminding me. So every recipe calls for kosher salt. And I looked it up, and why is everything calling for kosher salt? I couldn't find kosher salt, and there's a reason. Because kosher salt has bigger crystals. So here we got Himalayan salt. I bought some Himalayan salt. Spent a lot of money on it. I'm going to go for a tablespoon of it, and look at the big crystals. The recipe doesn't say how much salt. It just says kosher salt. So I'm going to go for a tablespoon. I think I already put pepper in. I'm going to put some more pepper in because you can't go wrong with pepper. I got to put a nice heaping of paprika in it. Nice heaping tablespoon of that. I'm going to put some more pepper in it because I like pepper. Can't go wrong with pepper. That was probably another tablespoon of pepper. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And of course, I always like sampling as I go along. So, just a little sample. Yeah, that's good stuff. Now, I'm going to put the meat. It's just about to boil. The meat is in. Where's the beef? Sorry, I'm sweating. It's like I'm having fun. I told you by the end of the show I'm going to be on the floor here with this beer. 15%. $2. I splurged today. Yeah, I splurged now again. That's the number one commitment. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself to a great bottle of wine, some great champagne, some caviar, a $2 beer. Treat yourself to fantastic stuff. Yesterday's history. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So enjoy every friggin' day. And if you've been listening to my 578 days on the road, you probably are in a better position than you were before that, because it's just, don't take life so serious. Laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, come on. Then come on, that's ridiculous. Don't laugh. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself. And these episodes here are just for fun. You know, I mean, oh, he's not serious. Oh, he's... People will have their opinions. We all have butts and opinions. I'm going to make it clean today. We all have butts and we all have opinions. Keep it to yourself. No,
If everyone thinks I'm an idiot right now, that's their opinion. That's fine. I'm having fun. I'm hopefully helping one person today by broadcasting this live. You know, as you can see, the phone's ringing off the hook with the calls coming in. If you're not an ambassador and you watch this to this point, you have to be an ambassador of kindness. It's boiling. Go on. Okay, so now that it's boiling, oh my God, you should see how it looks. Let me show you. Let me show you here. Okay, here we go. We're going live. There's the wine. There's the potatoes. There's the beer. There. Look at this. Look at this, guys. There's. Oh, look at that. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's going to be delicious. Now, let's see if I can get back on camera. Hello, everybody. So, again, I'm going to boil it. Boiling. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Oh. Turn it down a little bit. And add the potatoes. Even though I said earlier that you shouldn't put them in until the last 20 minutes. Trust me, if you boil a potato for an hour and it falls apart a little bit, it's part of the delicious stew. You need a whole potato to make your stew extraordinary. Believe me, the carrots will never fall apart and break down. They'll be nice and soft. People overcook stuff too much. They really, you know, they overcook fish. They're so afraid they overcook the fish. They're so afraid it's going to get salmonella or what the hell it is. Have you ever eaten sushi? That's uncooked fish. I love steak tartare. Uncooked meat. The filet mignon I cooked for you guys last week, the week before. I literally cooked it for 1 minute. 30 seconds each side, just to give it a color on the outside. It was delicious. People just don't know how to cook. They're so afraid to cook. Don't be afraid. Learn. I've got 50 episodes of this stuff in the show. Okay, where was I? Oh, potatoes. You distracted. Now it's time for potatoes. Like that. Throw in some potatoes. So now, for the next, you know, the meat was already done. So it says an hour and a half. I would say, I'm going to say hour at the most. Because it's, you know, it's not boiling anymore. Actually, it is boiling. Let me turn it down. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that looks good. I'm going to simmer it for the next hour. Okay, another taste test. Look at the richness of that sauce there. A little salty. Very salty, but I love salty. So, did I put too much salt? For people who don't like too salt, I put too much salt. But it's delicious. And the salt, maybe it'll cook itself out, I don't know. But it's delicious. I don't know what to tell you. So, that's our episode for the night. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for all those questions that came in. Again, I'm Dr. Fantastic. Have fun in life. Have fun in life. Don't take it so serious. Laugh at yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I am fantastic. I am healthy. I'm happy. I'm successful. You know, it doesn't matter what other people think. Stop being embarrassed. You should never be embarrassed in life. It's someone else's opinion. Keep it to yourself. Sure, they laugh at me maybe when I'm dancing out there, even though I'm a fantastic dancer. You know, it doesn't matter what they think. I'm having fun. Doesn't matter what you think. You think I'm a lousy cook? That's your opinion. This is already delicious. The meat, I already tasted it. It's delicious. Potatoes, how can you go wrong with a potato or a carrot? So it's a little salty. Tablespoon of salt. Maybe that's a little bit much. Maybe too much wine. I poured half a bottle of wine in. It's supposed to be 1 cup. It's water. It's lousy wine anyway. At any rate, have fun in life. Please, if you're not already an ambassador of kindness, please. You don't need to subscribe, you don't need to download, you don't need to, all you need to do is walk through life being kind. Being kind to yourself, being kind to others, being kind to the environment. Use less energy. You know, like if I put the top on it, it's better, I'm going to use less energy. You know, just consume less. Try to reuse, not recycle. You know, I saw a guy refilling a 5-gallon bottle of water. It costs $1 here. Delivered, a 5-gallon bottle of water in Egypt costs $1. Delivered. And he's refilling it. So maybe it costs him half of that. God bless him. It's fantastic. The insanity of humanity. If people listen to me, and follow the 3 commitments, the world will be a different place. Because you'll be accountable for your actions. You won't throw a cigarette butt on the ground, contributing to 4.7 trillion a year. You won't throw a plastic bottle on the ground, contributing to islands of I gotta write it down. Islands of plastic in the oceans. I finally gotta write that down. Beer's kicking in. I can only say so many times, people. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the half hour out of your life to watch this. You know, I know I didn't give an exact amount. Again, you know, these are packets. They just give flavor to it. 3 was fine. 4 wouldn't have hurt. 2 would have been okay. If you don't like garlic, don't throw it in. I use 2 tablespoons instead of 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, look at this. Look at this. They have a top. The top goes over the tomato paste. And that's fantastic, right? Oh, look at that. It's going to save the tomato paste. And it's going to add to the landfills out there. In the old days, you used to bring a jug to the local vendor, and he would fill it with milk for you. And you bring it back, and you never even know it. It's going to end up that way again. You know, so we're going to revert back to tribes reusing, not recycling. Tribes living together in small communities, being happy. It's just too many people, man. If everybody was just following the 3rd commandment, which is being kind to the environment, the internet, are you calling in because I'm cooking this delicious lamb stew? I'm cooking live on YouTube right now, and you're my first caller. Okay, you're talking to me. Hold on. This is a very important call. Hold on. Everybody, very important. I'm his mentor. He's my assistant. I gave him a fantastic new job, and this is very important. So have a fantastic day, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show, the interview with His Royal Highness. What a great guy. I hope you enjoyed the cooking episode. And I hope you will tune back next week for more ambassadors of kindness. You know, and you can look at previous episodes. We had a lot of fantastic people so far. Everyone has a fantastic story. And I really look forward to interviewing all of you. And if you are not an ambassador of kindness yet in our kindness revolution, why not? It doesn't cost anything. And that's one of the problems. It's free. People don't respect free. So, but it is free, and it's my gift to the world. And I hope if you are an ambassador and you're using the word fantastic and you're being kind to yourself, others, and the planet, it's improving your life. And I promise you it will. Just by using the word fantastic, it will improve your life. Throw away the word good, replace it with fantastic, and watch your life change. I promise you. I've been doing this many years, and I've got, over 10,600 people attesting that these 3 commitments can save the planet from what as you know, I call the insanity of humanity. Have a fantastic week. Whatever you're doing that's making you happy, keep doing it. And again, thanks for your time. Time is all we have, and I appreciate you tuning in. You're fantastic.
I met Dr. Fantastic along life's way, and I heard him say, you gotta say, I am fantastic, la la la, I am fantastic. You can feel it if you say it. It ain't a game, you gotta learn how to play it. Fantastic, just listen to the doctor. He's a rocker, he walks around all day. He ain't plastic, he's not sarcastic. He says, I am fantastic.